But just also to mention that on industrial development, we will prioritize the development of the 10 strategic anchor industries that we have listed in the GTP. And with the vision that Africa, by 2040, that Ghana will become the new manufacturing hub for Africa.
UP, Ose, yeah! UP, Ose, yeah! UP, yeah! Now listen to me. When I shout UP, you say Ghana first. UP! Ghana first. Then the second one is UP. Party papa. UP! Party, UP! Party, then the third one is UP. Ghana shall rise again. UP! Ghana. UP! Chairman, clearly you would understand that our party has come to stay and our party is not going to behave as the other parties. I would at this stage call on the welcome the chairman to the podium to give us his welcome address. Put your hands together for the chairman.
Director of Communications, thank you very much for this wonderful introduction. I'm Abubakar Sadiq Boniface, the interim chairman of the new party we're going to unveil to you today. Friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, my leader, I won't mention his name. Good morning and welcome to this special event. Today, we present to you the United Party, or UP+. Additionally, you may call it 2.0+. We will be telling you, and I believe ourselves, that this party has come to resurrect the old bones in the aged who know much about UP. The UP Plus received its provisional certificate on the 3rd day of October 2025. Today we announce with enormous pride our arrival on the political scene of our beloved country. Every seed will germinate. But what I want to tell you is that when you sow a seed, it has to rot before it germinates. We have come from different walks of life. Every political party in this country will trace its roots to the Aborigines' rights protection movement, through to where? UGCC. UGCC gave birth to CPP. UP, which I'll be coming on, was produced and given birth singularly by Santehene and Bafo, Ochiame Bafo Akuto. Bafo Akuto was CPPO, but today we are priding of being UP, and I'll give you the details. The UP Plus, as a political organization meant to bring real change to governance, we will make a difference because of our focus on universal values and respect for leadership of competence. We are not just taking people to lead us, but people who are credible, competent, and have a vision. These are the people who merit such positions. Ladies and gentlemen, the initial United Party of Ghana was once made up of at least 7 political parties, if you remember. I believe there are people who have forgotten of history, either oral, if you have a grandparent or a mom who lived through independence to date, will tell you those political parties. We had NLM, Muslim Association Party. We had Anglo Youth Movement. We had Transvolta Congress. Is that it? And then we had others on the peripheries, like the Fanti Confederacy and so on. About 7 parties came together. And at the end of the day, they formed what we call United Party. So, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, chiefs, farmers, businessmen came together to help consolidate the United Party. Nobody can claim absolute control. I'm always confused when I hear that others talk about Dankwa, Dombo, Buzia. You are talking of tripartite, but this is 7 teams that came together. Have you forgotten of Ayeke? Have you forgotten of S.G. Anto? Have you forgotten of Modestu Sapalu, Amadou Baba, Baba Ladan, Chiroma, and the rest? When you come, you talk of 3. Is that right? No. So please, we have come together that the rejected stone will always become what? Cornerstone of the foundation. We were sacked, but today they claim they are giving us amnesty. What does amnesty mean? What crime has our new leader committed? What crime did I commit in MPP for you to sack me? And today you are telling me you are giving me amnesty. No way. No way. When you divorce in Islam, when you divorce a woman 3 times, she's no longer your wife till thy kingdom come. I consider myself, I consider people like Baba Alaji in the Islamic fraternity have been sacked. We don't belong to anybody. We came and contributed. Ghana first. We believe in Ghana and nothing else. Our members include people, renowned people in this country. Some were members of parliament, cabinet ministers, some from NDC, some from MPP, PNC. Today they have come together to form what we call a united party. If they had forgotten, the UP was inaugurated when? 3rd November 1957, when Kwame Nkrumah was introducing what we call ADA, Avoidance of the Discrimination Act. This was where Otunfo called Ochiame Bafwa and said, look, gentlemen, Kwame Nkrumah is saying that by December, if any party formed based on religion, ethnicity, regionalism, that party will be banned by 31st December 1957. So you see, people are born being smarter than people who think they are in positions. Bafwa Koto was CPP, but by the instructions of Asante Hine, he quickly moved around the whole country, pulled all the parties together, and then they came and formed a party called UP, United Party, because it was broad-based. It was no longer religion. It was no longer tribal, ethnicity, or regionalism. So this is what our new party is about. We believe in the old values, the core values that help to establish UP. But those core values have diminished. People now want to be authoritarians, and therefore when they lead a party, they think the party belongs to them. They forget that party is formed by the people. When you talk of democracy, you talk of what? Is it a party of the people, for the people, and of the people? Is that not so? But if you claim a party for you, and you are a dictator, then the party belongs to you and your room. Parties die because of such things. Please, ladies and gentlemen, in 1969, another group, the Progress Party, PP, had adopted these values, the old values, the good socialization values. Though the personalities and associations of some of the constituent members of the United Party had changed. In 1969, it was Bawumia, if you remember. Bawumia was overthrown. Later in 1979, when the dispensation was given to start new political parties, another party emerged. And this is from the line, the lineage of UP. And that was Popular Front Party. Unfortunately, you see, sometimes our lives are such that we have too much envy. When it comes to leadership, people want to suppress you. They will press you, suppress you, and by subversion, they want to destroy you. So in 1979, when it came clear that this was the time, I'm sure they had forgotten, that was the time they even destroyed the tripartite, the Dankwa Dombo Bawumia. When it was the time of Victor Usu, another group within the family broke away and formed what we call UNC. So in Ghana, anything that happens, you have to cast your mind to the past. Don't just conclude. It doesn't happen for nothing. And so, unfortunately, Victor Usu lost because UNC had broken off and then decided to go secretly with PNP, People's National Party. That is Dr. Liban's party. Ladies and gentlemen, the essence of this story is today to say that no single group or group of persons in an identified political party can claim or lay absolute claim either to a historical name or set of political values developed over time. Ghana's political history is full of personalities and new groups of mixing, coming together and separating along the ideological lines of left, right, or center. We are centrists. We believe in the good things of the right, good things of the left. We bring it to the center and present it to Ghanaians and make Ghana a better place to stay. Before UP+, some of us were in MPP, some of us were in NDC, some CPP, PNC, and others of different political persuasions. Either your father was CPP, but today you are in MPP. Your father was NDC, today you are MPP. I started my political career as independent, metamorphosed into MPP. Today, I'm UP. I believe in that because I believe in special values, integrity, good vision, honesty, and good character. We have a problem in this country because of exclusion, not inclusion. When you are a good player, your coach thinks that you will be richer than him because you'll be bought as a good professional player, they will sideline you. This is what is happening in Ghana politics. Not until our leaders become honest, God-fearing, to serve Ghana, worship Ghana, we will never go forward. Before some of us were MPP and NDC, some CPP, PNC, and others different political persuasion. For the 2024 elections, we established Movement for Change, which later expanded into strategic electoral partnership called Alliance for Revolutionary Change, which included members from both left and right of the political spectrum. Therefore, we of the UP Plus have adopted the best of the values and principles of the early UP, many of which are now taken for granted as constitutional rights. But we have also enhanced them based on our diverse experiences of governance in Ghana. We are a center party, the centrists. Pragmatism is our watchword. We have to be very objective in whatever we are doing. We adopt workable policies, driving private enterprise for growth, whilst protecting social development. We balance our priorities and ensure the best interests of Ghana at all times. We are big on integrity, discipline, mindsets, and behavioral change. That is UP. The interim leadership of UP Plus brings together decades of top quality public service experience in both elected and appointed office, private sector, and organized civil society, local and international. So this party is not just coming out or thinking somebody is saying that we want to break their party or out of frustration. No. We sat down, thought very well, reflected, expanded our watch, and finally came together to come up with this party. Ghana is our motherland, and we want to save Ghana. This solid experience blends with youth who have fresh energy. This party is for the youth and women. You know, man, like we once said, you and I wouldn't have been surviving if Eve had not entrapped Adam. You know that? You are well dressed, handsome, beautiful, like today we'll have been naked. But Adam, our mother, our grandmother, Hawa, decided to test our grandfather. Today, from that time, it told us that there is a need for a change in man's life. You go through a process. It's not just an event. So this is where we are. At any point in time, you need to look back to where you come at your present date and then reflect. Am I going forward or am I going backwards? If it's backwards, please, then you change your direction. And we believe that no one is static in a party. No one has been born to be placed in one party. No. Your interest is to change wherever you live and make it comfortable and conducive for people to live in. Also, we aim at working together with the most competent national talent and assets for the benefit of Ghana. Our government will always be one based on national unity unity of ideas, unity of resources, and unity in the sharing of benefits. When you finish working, you have to enjoy the fruits of your sweat. But we'll do that genuinely, equitably, so that everybody will know that what I get is what I deserve. Don't behave like the 3 thieves, where they went with one small boy, they stole a goat, and then after stealing the goat, they told the small boy to go and fetch water. They finished dressing the goat, they shared it. There were 2 big ones and 1 small one. So the small boy said, the one going to take this small one, the whole world will hear that this goat was stolen. That is where we want a new generation, a new crop of people with sincerity, being God-fearing. Honest, we have come to serve Ghana. We should do the right thing so that Ghana will regain its name. That is the UP for you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is on this note that I welcome you to the adoring of the UP+. I urge you to take on the duty of informing voters that the UP+ exists as a viable alternative with spaces and opportunities beyond MPP and NDC. The 2 parties have excluded some of our best talents with narrow doors, closed with underhand tactics. We will educate the public that UP+ is different, with open doors, welcoming merit, and prepared to work with everybody. This party is a unique party. No discrimination, no tribalism. No, you don't come from my region. I don't come from the same region with you. So this guy, sideline him. We are a people with coming from one nation, one destiny. So we are one people, never to discriminate. If you're an Akan or Ashanti, precise, I'm Gunja Hausa, I'm Nkonya, I'm Kweu. We are all the same. Sometimes I find it difficult to even express my ethnicity or my tribe. Because as I stand here, I have 9 blood in me. Oh yes, I have Scottish blood, I have Fanti blood, I have Kweu blood, I have Ashanti blood, I have Gunja blood, I have Hausa blood, I have Grushi blood, I have Chumbulu blood. So you see, I speak all those languages. It's not being concocted, it's true. Those who know me, I speak in Konya. Those who speak in Konya, try me. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, this is something you should reflect. Indeed, nearly 2 million persons refused to vote in the last elections. They were prepared to risk their lives. Some of you were part of it. To risk your life in opposition. Is that not so? Because they preferred a better leadership. Ghana, and I repeat, Ghana, we have no problem. Ghana has no problem. We have a leadership crisis. We need people, when we talk of leadership, somebody who will lead, a transformational leader, a transactional leader, a servant leader, charismatic leader. When he appears, I'm not just trying to sell Alan as my leader and will be no, he has to justify when the time comes. But the point is that when you find certain leaders, nobody tells you that this is a leader. Handsome, tall, broad, What again? I mean, there are certain representations when you take for somebody to come and represent your country. How do you feel? I won't go there, but at least how do you feel? So, so some of you risked your lives. Some of you were at the verge of being attacked, killed, wounded, just because you had ceded off to support Alan. I know some were beaten, attacked in the night. Some even had their houses burnt. But yes, blocked. But ladies and gentlemen, for anything good, you take risk for greater return of what? Return. Whatever you have lost, we pray, inshallah, God will replenish it. We will replenish it and then go forward. Others argue that the two parties who have been involved or involving in and out of government have both failed. It's not me who is saying it. Look, when you keep eating one food all the time, there's a day you have a problem with your wife. I take TZ, I take fufu, but continuously rice. Don't you think one day you'll be fed up? You are a foul. So it is very, very important. We have been stuck to the duopoly system in Ghana. We are not taking any benefit, but at least at the end of the day, we need to come up with an alternative system. All governments have failed. It was only one person I can remember who attempted it and did it, and that was President Kufuor. Positive inclusion. That's how I joined MPP. Because he invited us, and myself and the late Rashid Bao, my cousin, and we joined him. We came as independent. But when we came home and realized that that place was so conducive, can receive visitors, we decided to give the best out of ourselves to support MPP. But today, I say it doesn't exist. When you come, we were ho ho. It's a jargon being used. So, inclusive governance, sustainable development, you need people. Ghanaians are yearning for it. Thank you. Okay. So we talk of a party and leadership that we can trust. Ghana, there are people in those parties, those duopoly, they don't trust, they are only there because they have no place to go. But who will give them a refuge? They should come. These forward-thinking voters, many quite youthful and independent-minded, are deeply concerned about prioritizing national interests, resolving unemployment, and empowering the ordinary Ghanaian to live a life of reasonable prosperity. Right now, everything we have in this country, we should not say we are poor. Why is our water bodies destroyed? Every corner of Ghana you go, there's gold. We have bauxite, we have diamond, we have manganese, we have cobalt, we have lithium, you have iron. Tell me everything, but you need a single person who has foresight, who can bring all these things together and transform them into a more productive asset that will change the condition of you and I. The United Party is here to meet those aspirations. We invite you, the media, and all of the civil society to work with us to refresh our democracy and lead ourselves into a new era of inclusive prosperity founded on what? Integrity. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for having patience for me. God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can do it better. Let's do it once more for it. Now, as media personnel, you have the name. The name is what? United Party. UP, 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 oh say yeah! UP, 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 oh say yeah! UP, UP, yeah! Now listen to me, listen to me. When I shout UP, you say Ghana first. UP! Then the second one is UP, Party Papa, UP, UP. Then the third one is UP, Ghana shall rise again. UP, Ghana, UP. So let's do it once more. The first one is UP, Ghana first. It's very important. Whatever we are doing here to the media men and women, we have time with destiny. This is not going to be the usual political party. This is redemption time. This is a surgical operation to save this country. So nothing we are doing here must be taken on a lighter note. Take it into your spirit. Look at the unborn generations that we will affect. And let today be the turning point, the defining moment. So let's go again. UP. 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 Fantastic. Thank you very much. And then you may resume your seat. Without much ado, we are running out of time. We have gotten to a very important part of the program where I introduce to you the founder and the interim leader of the United Party, a party that is going to take the political landscape by storm. You may know him, but until I announce to you, you cannot assume. And so, with a hand of clap offering, let's welcome on stage the man that the world wanted him to be our trade boss, the former Minister of Trade and Industry, the special one, the Alanite, the Cashman to the podium. Thank you.
Oh, please sit, please sit. You know, with the excellent remarks by our interim national chairman and then our interim general secretary, I don't think I really need to feed you again with another speech, else you may run into indigestion. But, you know, today we are ushering a new era, a new dawn in Ghanaian politics. A new dawn that will end the divisiveness, acrimony, and rancor in politics in Ghana. A new dawn that will also end the duopoly in Ghanaian politics by offering Ghanaians a credible alternative and eliminate the culture of winner takes all. A new dawn that will bring about economic transformation which will translate into massive job opportunities, usher in a golden age of business, and also create prosperity for our country, Ghana. A new dawn that will mobilize the collective strengths and talents of all Ghanaians for national development, irrespective of age, ethnicity, religion, or political affiliation. A new dawn that will promote accountable and transparent governance, and introduce a policy of zero tolerance for corruption. A new dawn that will at least protect the environment and promote sustainable development. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is what underpins the establishment of the United Party. The UP, as you've been told, is a broad-based, and every word here is pregnant with meaning. The UP is a broad-based, that's number one. It is a center or centrist party, two. And then it seeks to build a united Ghana. And number four, accelerate the economic and social transformation of our country. Number six, by mobilizing the collective strengths and talents of all Ghanaians. If Ghana is to be considered, all of us, as an army, then we are marching on half strength. Because some of our best talents have been excluded from governance and from politics because of the nature and character of our politics. And I want to introduce a new culture of politics in Ghana. It is not enough for people to keep on saying that that's how politics is. No, that's not how politics is. We Ghanaians are decent people and want to make sure that we bring decency into our politics. This is what we are looking for as the United Party. But what is our vision? I'm not even sure what our two big parties, what their vision is. I've not quite heard them articulating their vision. You see, what a vision does is to articulate the aspiration. What is the overarching goal that you are looking for? How are people going to measure you? So if you say that my vision is to become the richest man, then that is your aspiration. That is your goal. And so if by the certain date you are not the richest man, it means you have failed. So articulating a vision is very important. And this is a fundamental problem in Ghana. Do you recall any party that has articulated to you a clear, concise vision by which we can measure their performance? We want to change the dynamics. The vision of the United Party is to make Ghana the economic powerhouse of Africa by 2040. By 2040. And that is what we call Vision 2040. And we are branding this as the Paradise Project. So by 2040, if the people of Ghana, by the grace of God, install us in power, then we promise them that by 2040, Ghana will become a paradise. Now, you may articulate your vision, but what is it that you are going to do to realize your vision? That is what your mission is. And our mission as a party is to build, one, a united, peaceful, secure, and prosperous country. Can you become the economic powerhouse of Africa if you are divided? No. Can you become the economic powerhouse of Africa if there's no peace in your country? No. Can you become the powerhouse if you are not secure as a nation? No. And this, together with prosperity, is what would make us the economic powerhouse. And also, our mission is to provide equal opportunity for all Ghanaians, not for some, but for all Ghanaians. What we have been witnessing since independence is that the opportunities are open for only a few people. The United Party is going to change that dynamics in Ghanaian politics. And it is to provide the opportunity for every Ghanaian to realize their full potential. If you want to become a carpenter, we want you to become the best carpenter in Ghana. If you are an electrician, we want you to become the best electrician. If you're a doctor, we want you to excel and become the best doctor in Africa by 2040. And the icing on the cake is that we want particularly the youth and the women and the vulnerable of our society. We want to focus on them. Ladies and gentlemen, the soul and strength of every political organization is anchored on its values. Say, uni esuna uni ebaya, you are nobody. You will become rich, but then if you don't have values, then nobody respects you. And so, your value system as a political organization, for me, is your anchor. And that is why we have defined clearly our value system. I want you to listen to this very carefully. Because we've opened our party, we've opened our doors to every Ghanaian. But if you join this party, you must understand that these are our core values. Number one, we want to promote integrity and ethical leadership at all levels of our national endeavor. It's not just for the president. Ethical leadership and integrity is not just for the president. If you are a constituency chairman, you are a leader. And so you have to exhibit ethical leadership. If you are a police station chairman, are you not the leader of your police station? So we want you to exhibit that kind of leadership. Number two, we want to introduce a culture of discipline in all aspects of national life. We are very indisciplined. If a function is supposed to start at 10, they assume that everybody will be late. So we should come at 11 o'clock. Now, if you go to Germany, right from the time where you go to kindergarten, they let you understand that if school starts at 7 o'clock, by 5 to 7, you are hovering around. 7 o'clock, they drop you off. Not 7:30 or 8 o'clock. We need to introduce discipline. 3, we want to ensure that we enforce laws and order. We don't respect laws and order in our country. And our core value is to enforce the laws and law and order in our country. Number 4, we want to promote meritocracy. Sometimes you wonder, so how did this man get into this position? How? And somehow he has maneuvered to become a big man in society. That is not meritocracy. It is something else. And we want to promote that. And also have a passion for excellence. Even in our homes. If you strive for excellence, that's what hard dodo. Is that not our culture here? No, but how can you become the economic powerhouse of Africa if you don't have a passion for excellence? Look at all the great countries of this world. And I don't want to mention names. It is clear that people strive for excellence. In Ghana, is that our culture? Your baby, and people celebrate it, you know. But the UP is going to introduce a new culture. Now, ensure tolerance for diversity of opinions and introduce decent language in our public discourse. That is one of our core values. Are you happy with the kind of language that we use in our media and on the air? Are you happy with that? Because nobody has shown us and given us direction that it is not right to be insulting people just because you have a different opinion. Number 6, we want to instill patriotism amongst Ghanaians at all times and promote the interests of Ghana and not your individual interests. In Ghana, everybody is protecting their own interests. So how can you develop as a nation? You've forgotten about the interests of Ghana, and you are thinking about your own individual interests. Number 7, we want to unleash the entrepreneurial spirit of the Ghanaian. What makes Ghanaians different is because of that spirit. But our politics has dampened that spirit in us. You need a new party that will unleash the entrepreneurial spirit of Ghanaians. Number 8, we want to promote free speech and freedom of association. This is one of the core values of the old UP. That is why we are talking about UP. But it is UP plus. Because we've gone beyond even the values of the old UP. That is why we call ourselves UP plus. We want to fight against dictatorship, oppression, and subversion of human rights. I think it speaks for itself. If your husband is oppressing you in the house, is this something that you should be proud of? Or if your wife is oppressing you, now the men are saying, aha. That's out in the council. So when you go to work and you cannot give off your best, check what is happening at home. Somebody is being oppressed, either the man or the woman. So you cannot give off your best. Fellow countrymen and women, as you've been told by earlier speakers, my colleagues, the formation of the United Party is a transition from the movement for change. Look, just look back. With only 9 months of campaign, you saw what happened in this country with the movement of change. People were fighting to death to get our T-shirts. Is that not something that you should be reflecting on? We didn't have money to pay to anybody. The big parties were there distributing money, and nobody was taking their T-shirts. But people were fighting for the yellow T-shirts. Even as of now, you go around, people are wearing a T-shirt. Not only in Ghana, abroad. So there's something mystical and magical about that. So people will come and ask, so how is it that you got the votes that you got? People ask. We have not talked about it. We will talk about it in good time. Because if you deny 95% of our polling agents around the country, 95% of our polling agents, you refuse access to them to go to the polling station to observe the vote. How many votes do you want to be able to get? After 5 o'clock, we're all sitting, waiting to hear the results. And people calling from all over the country. Hey, Maza, Major Police Station. Ya tu abe ye kan wie ye no. Ya si enya 0. It is talking about resilience. What we are doing, is it not showing resilience and endurance? So don't joke with the butterfly. And of course, the colors of the UP are yellow, representing the gold resources of Ghana, not the Galamsey gold. The black is representing the Black Star of Africa. So when we say our vision is to make Ghana the economic powerhouse of Africa, this is what this means, the Black Star of Africa. And the white represents purity. We are promoting ethical leadership. Many of our people don't even need to be in politics, but they want to prove a point. It's only ethical leadership and integrity that can turn our country around. You've also been told that our values are based on the original UP tradition, but we have moved on further to become what we call a centrist party, or in other words, a center party. The NDC is center-left. It's a center-left party. The NPP is center-right, a conservative party. We are a center party in the middle. We bring everybody together. Fellow countrymen and women, the great transformational plan which we developed under the movement for change and which has been widely acknowledged all over the world, if you get the chance to read the GTP, you make sure that the United Party becomes the next government in Ghana. Because we already have a plan. We already have a plan. But because we think about Ghana first, that is why after the elections, in spite of all that happened, which I've explained to you, I've only opened the lid a little bit. In spite of that, because we believe in Ghana first, I went and visited the president and said, here you are. This is the key to the transformation of Ghana. We believe in Ghana first, so make use of it. And it reinforces our belief in Ghana first. Now, if you look at the GTP, I'll just say a few words about that, because I want you as Ghanaians to appreciate that it is not just a question of forming a new party, but the policy initiatives that we have espoused are relevant today and will be relevant tomorrow. Stabilizing the macroeconomy is very important. And when we talk about stabilizing the macroeconomy, we are also looking at reducing our debt levels. People don't realize that we have not even started paying our debt. 2026 to 2028, that is when the debt burden will start showing. All the loans that we are taking over the years, that is when we'll start amortizing the loan. So you have to start thinking about what is going to happen within the next couple of days. And I could go on and on and on, but I think that we've kept you here for too long. But just also to mention that on industrial development, we will prioritize the development of the 10 strategic anchor industries that we have listed in the GTP. And with the vision that Africa, by 2040, that Ghana will become the new manufacturing hub for Africa. Ghana will become the new. You see, it doesn't happen by chance. We talk about China. Everybody is running to China. But remember, China turned around only in the early 1990s. Early 1990s. That is when China opened up to the world and started real, what I call real manufacturing. 1990, beginning of 1990 to now, they are the second most powerful economy. So there's hope for Ghana. But it is only the United Party that can lead that transformation. On the agricultural front, the UP will aggressively promote the development of cash crops. You see, you can't have agriculture that is only based on food security, food just eating and becoming satisfied. That is important, but that's only the first step. You have to promote cash crops, which is what is going to bring value to farmers. And once you bring value to farmers, they will increase their production and productivity. And also, you reduce imports and be able to accelerate exports. So it's very important. And one major initiative that we will introduce when we come into power is to prioritize the establishment of what we call licensed private food marketing and distribution companies. The reason why food prices are high is because there is no sanity in the space of food marketing and distribution. It is a loose arrangement. But in the UP government, every district will have a licensed private food and marketing distribution company. You all remember the old days of food distribution company. But that's not government's responsibility. If you license the private sector, you give them the support, give them the trucks. Every district, they will bring all the foodstuffs from the farms to the market centers. So this is going to be a major part of what we do. Even if they steal it, because we promote Ghana first, it's good for Ghana. But this is the key. Because if we introduce this, it will facilitate the supply of food, it will reduce the cost of food, and then we'll be able to even have more to export. On the education front, the UP will focus on building the skills for the future and directly align our educational curriculum with our national development needs. The people we are training now do not have jobs because the skills they are acquiring are not what our industries require. True or false? Yes. So now we have to do that alignment. And the focus in education will now shift from theoretical book knowledge to practical knowledge based on competencies and skills. We are going to have a situation after 2028, in 2029, where young people, your children, after SHS, will prefer to go to a trade school than to go and do a degree in a university. Because that is where the employment is going to come from. In the health sector, the primary objective will be for us to introduce what we call universal health care. Universal health coverage that will guarantee health coverage for all citizens. And we'll focus on preventive health, primary health care, what we call the GP system. In advanced countries, every neighborhood, there's a doctor who is assigned. So you don't move from your neighborhood, say you want to go to Kolebu. Your neighborhood is assigned a private medical practitioner that goes to your house. I'm sure some of you know about this system. So that's what we are. And then also focus on traditional and herbal medicine. Whether we like it or not, currently 60 to 70% of our Ghanaian population, they only use herbal and traditional. Are you aware of that? So we must make sure that we reinforce that as part of our health system. Public housing, it's also very important. And I think that it's a priority that way. Now, the United Party, I want to listen to this very carefully. The United Party will also aggressively promote a Pan-Africanist agenda. Because like Nkrumah said, the independence of Ghana is meaningless unless it is linked with the total liberation of the continent. At that time, he was talking about the decolonization effort. Now, we've gone past decolonization. But for us to become a prosperous continent, Ghana alone cannot be prosperous amidst poverty in the continent. So we have to tie our aprons together. And that's what Pan-Africanism is about. And a UP government will make sure that we lead that effort in Africa. Now, details on how we implement all the things that I've said are all outlined comprehensively in the GTP. And I don't want to go into details. But everything that I've said here, the details are in the GTP. And anything you have not heard from me today in terms of policy, such as on energy, infrastructure, digitalization, tourism, the environment, the creative industry, local government and decentralization, governance, peace and security, you will find all that in the GTP. So here we are. Fellow countrymen and women, the United Party is the future of our country. And it is our fervent hope that the UP will bring renewed hope for a united, peaceful, secure, and prosperous Ghana. United, we stand. Divided, we fall. God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. I thank you.
You can do it better. You can do it better. Give it up. Give it up.
United we shall win.
United. United.
United we shall stand. For Ghana we shall fight. For progress we shall strive.
United. United. United.
We shall fight. In victory we shall march. In faith believe and hope.
United. United.
United we shall march.
United.
We shall stand. United we shall win.
United. United. United.
We shall stand.
United. United.
United we shall stand.
Oh, you can do better. See, that we shall stand. I can tell you that the beat alone takes away corruption. I'm telling you, it sucks away people involved in Galamsey. This is a political party that is so serious. How many of the political parties in this country have an anthem? You tell me. How many of them? It shows how unprepared they are. We are very grateful to our founder and leader. One thing that people do not know is that they say in our local language that empempem tawa, empempem do. In your case, more love you than those that hate you. It is the reason why Ghana must not allow his level of intellect to go waste. We must never, for we may not be able to explain to the unborn generation how there was a person called Alan John Kwadwo Kyeremante on a ballot. And I'm talking about 2028, though our party is a democratic one, we go into elections. But I will be extremely surprised and will never forgive myself, and I will not be able to explain to my unborn generation how we had such a personality on a ballot and we did otherwise. It's not a fanfare. It's a serious business, as a lot of Ghanaians are willing in abject poverty. Thank you very much. You may sit down, and let me take this opportunity to acknowledge our own Rodale Nayana from the National Interest Movement. Next time, I'm not going to address you as a member of the National Movement Interest, but as a member of the United Party. For everything about you looks united, and we will be drafting you. Let's also acknowledge the representative from the UN Women Civil Organization. We thank you for coming. And at this stage, I want to also announce to you that as a national party, we have all our regional representatives, regional chairmen and their secretaries in there. Can you please up so that people will know that region by region? First of all, we have the immediate by you want to get the list is not really available to me here. The 16 regions. So let me start from what I'm familiar. When you go to the central region, the man that is known by all, he's a pillar. He's an institution in central region. He's a father of central region politics. I'm talking about a man that we call Mr. Hartford, a.k.a. Ogwakoto. So popular, he's in the house. He's our regional chairman, and he tells you that we are ready for action. He was a former MPP chairman anyway, and so most of us, you know, we were there. We have been through the party, and the party has been through us, and we have left because they are doing something else. This is the party for the future. From the Western region, because Central, you move to the Western region, can we see him up? The Central Regional Chairman of the party and his crew? Yes, yes, he's at the back there. Thank you very much. Yes, yes, they came in their numbers. To Western North, we can see you by hand. Yes, yes, yes. My people from the Sevi and then Akontombra areas. We will be coming there. To the Bono region. Wonderful. Wonderful. I see my brother KK in here. I see all the squad. Bono East. Wonderful. Ahafu. My brother, he said, he came so early. I said, my brother, you want to carry the whole UP in your belly? That's good. To my number 9 people, then you brought the Volta region. They are amply represented. And once you mention the Volta region, Atani is definitely OT region. So my OT people, OT is very much represented. Then we move up north to the Savannah region. Wonderful. Alakash and his people. To the northern region. Oh, the red and the squad are in. I didn't even know that they were around. Give it up to them. They had to travel long distance to come to Accra because it means so much to them. To Upper East region. Yes, that's my man at the back. One of the reasons why some of us felt we needed to fight and fight back to liberate this country was this gentleman I'm coming to recognize. He is from the Northeast. In fact, he's representing the Northeast region. The Northeast Regional Chairman, if you are here, let me see you. Yes, if you remember, when we were in the MPP and it was time for what? The super delegates. He was the one who was representing Mr. Alan Chamati in Northeast. He was the one that was beaten to pulp with all blood oozing from the body. If for nothing at all, this party must win to honor his memories. Alhaji Zakaria, we thank you for being loyal, for being honest, and for being truthful to your unborn generation. To the Upper West region. Wonderful. That's one over there. Then we come to the capital, the base. Say the base, the base. UP. Say UP. UP. To the Ashanti region, and let's see the executives in there. Yes. Yes. And last but not the least, the host region, the greater. No, I nearly skipped. You would have beaten me anyway. The eastern region of Ghana, let's see our regional. Yes, very much. And lastly, I have left someone. Lastly, the host region, the greater Accra region. Yes. And National Chairman has already introduced himself. You now know the General Secretary of the party. We have all other positions prescribed in our Constitution of an Electoral Commission amply represented. Hobson Yauvi Adoye remains our Field Operations Director. Ably supported by the junior Yasanto of our time, Efia Planchua. The chief scribe of the party, Bawumia Samoa, is not alone in this enterprise. He is ably deputized by our own Nanaya Daniel Sapon. Not him alone. Our brother Richard Asuma is also a deputy general secretary of the party. Richard, I see you. We have director of legal, my own Andrew Apiadankwa, lawyer Andrew Apiadankwa. We have the women's organizer, Hajia, is fully represented. Other parties, they have the Zongo Kokos, they have the Nasara. We are doing something different and it's known widely. Our Zumunta brothers are in. Bala people, let's see you. We have our Director of Elections also in our midst, Mr. Okreku. The list is endless, but at least I've been able to give you the eye.